Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 1 in the New Living Translation for August 1st, 2023. These are the Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them to do what is right, just, and fair. These Proverbs will give insight to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young. Let the wise listen to these Proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance. By exploring the meaning in these Proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. My child, listen when your father corrects you. Don't neglect your mother's instruction. What you will learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. They may say, "Come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone. Just for fun. Let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all the stuff we take. Come, throw in your lot with us. We'll share all the loot." My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. They rush to commit evil deeds, and they hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. But these people set an ambush for themselves. They're trying to get themselves killed. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. It robs them of life. Wisdom shouts in the streets. She cries out in the public square. She calls to the crowds along the main street. To those who are gathered in front of the city gate, "How long, you simpletons? Will you insist on being simple-minded? How long will you mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge? Come, listen to my counsel, and I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice and rejected the correction I offered. So I will laugh when you're in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster engulfs you like a cyclone, and anguish and distress overwhelm you. When they cry for help, I will not answer. Though they anxiously search for me, they will not find me. For they hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore, they must eat of the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complacency, but all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. And I don't know. I know normally this is about like doing justice, and it's supposed to be like wisdom giving a warning, but I don't know. It just struck me that this is, as I'm reading this is more. This is the call of God on our hearts. This is when, the Spirit is moving within us, and we're to respond to Jesus. And we're just like, not now, or fools are destroyed by complacency. Yeah, am I really that bad? Do I really need forgiveness? Nah, I'm fine. I don't know. That's what's striking me here. It's wisdom. The Spirit has been calling us out, telling us, don't be simple-minded. Stop mocking. Don't hate knowledge. And if you just come and you sit with me, I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. Man, what a great deal. If we just sit with wisdom, if we just sit with the Spirit will bring wisdom into our hearts. Solid. And then what happens? A warning. I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. It sure sounds like the call to salvation to me. You ignored my advice, rejected the correction I offered. You didn't listen to that voice inside yourself? You didn't learn from those situations you revisit over and over like a spiral, up or down? Well, when you finally do cry for help, and you will anxiously search for me, you will not find me. You hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord, rejected my advice. This, therefore, they must eat the bitter fruit of living their own way, choking on their own schemes. You got to eat the bitter fruit of living your own way. Man, you reap what you sow, but also, if in this life you choose hell, you're going to get hell. If you choose to not be in the presence of God, the opposite of the presence of God is hell. And it may not seem that way on this planet. It may not seem like it's that serious, but there's no two ways about it. You're either with the Lord and you want to be with the Lord, or you detest the Lord and you don't want to be with the Lord. And that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but we're all given a choice. And you'll have to eat the bitter fruit of your own decision and living your own way. Hope I'm speaking to somebody. That's what's on my heart reading this. It's like jumping out of me and screaming. I hope whoever it is supposed to be listening is watching right now. Let's take it from the top. Why? Why? We're on month 8. Why are we doing this? 8th translation. Well, I'm trying to learn wisdom and discipline. I want to understand the insights of the wise. And I want to live a disciplined and successful life. And we're trying to strive, right, to do what is right, just, and fair. Pretty sure that's how it ended, right? On Proverbs 30. Was right. We're going to have to go back and look before I misspeak. 1 is speaking up for those in need, needing. So that's fair. That's fairness. That's justice. So we're striving to do what is right, just, and fair. And this book promises, right? It says, these proverbs will give insight to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young. I'm young at heart. Let the wise listen to these proverbs and become even wiser. And let those with understanding receive guidance by exploring the meaning in these proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. And that's what I feel like I've been doing. 8 months. Some of my understanding was just not there for a lack of appreciation. Some of it was there and could have just used more knowledge. And some of it has been little sparks of things that I now need to learn or explore more to understand better. This is a grappling process. This is not over quickly. So when your father and mother correct you, you got to learn. Why? They went through it. They may not be right all the time. They may not be right about all things. Situations change, times change. I don't know that people change. However, they've been there. They've done that. And even if they made the wrong decision, they know what the results of the wrong decision were, and they're trying to teach you to go on the right path. And if you listen to them, you're crowned with grace, because you have right answers to share with people, and you have grace to share with people when they mess up because they didn't have the foresight or somebody looking for them, right? And honor around your neck. Even a child's known by his actions, right? Whether they be pure and true. I might have messed up those last 2 words, but even a child's known by his actions. And if you are a person without honor or broken honor, that tends to get known. But if you're a person with honor, it's like a chain around your neck. People can point at you and be like, that's a heck of a guy. He always stands up for me, or stands up for the people that need to be spoken up for. Always is fair. Never shows partial treatment. Always giving everybody the same deal. It's like something you wear on you. Don't break the chain. Whether that's every day reading Proverbs, reading in your devotional books, reading dailies, whatever. I broke the chain on my dailies. What can I say? I've been recording them. I need to upload them, but don't break the chain. Don't break the chain of your honor. Can't wear a chain around your neck if it is broken. Don't break it. Preserve it. Polish it up. You don't need to show it off. Let's hide and kill someone. Just for fun, let's ambush the innocent. Man, people are rough. People are rough and selfish. I'm glad that my oldest child has already kind of recognized, like, people are savage and largely look out for themselves. It's the sin nature, right? Really? These people are so flippant with life that it's like, yeah, we'll send them to the grave. We'll take all their stuff and we'll fill our houses with it. Not even a thought to your house being filled with all those ill-gotten gains and what it might be like for you to be surrounded by them later. Also, to quote somebody that was quoting his mom that I know, don't chase the popular kids because in the end, they ain't going to invite you. Or don't hang out with the popular kids because when they get caught, it was you. That's what it speaks to me here. Maybe that's not always true, right? Thick as thieves. Honor among thieves. Maybe. Choose your circle wisely and realize that what you do, you will pay for. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money and robs them of life. I don't know, man. My verse today was in James about the Lord's coming quickly. And I feel like, Jesus talked about it being in the days of Noah, or like the days of Noah. Well, there were hybrids running around and people doing whatever they thought was best. And willing to not listen to their father and mother and do evil against them. Well, guess what? We've legalized hybrids. And we're doing all kinds of work on those. And people are, not everybody, but I think if we look at the state of the media, you can see that there are a lot of people melting down that don't know how to operate except to try to get their way at all cost. And can't coexist with people who disagree. Point being, I realize every generation feels like Jesus is just peeking around the corner, but it's hard to imagine how we could spool up to a further point to be more like the days of Noah than we're coming to. And then we've got AI, we've got people misunderstanding how that works, we've got people praying to AI Jesuses. There were going to be many false prophets, many false Jesuses. In the end, we need to do a study on Revelation. That's my jam. I'd be happy to read that to y'all. Also, tonight we were super blessed. We got to go and see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Mutant Mayhem. And that was a solid movie, y'all. So, since I got to see it, I was privileged enough to see it. Today's the 1st, and it doesn't come out till the 4th. I think I'm going to do somewhat of a review on it, and maybe a film or a video. Should you take your kids to see the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie? Or as a Christian, should you see this movie? I won't give you any spoiler alerts other than to say, y'all, that was a cool animation style. I believe there was like some rotoscoping, so I think there was real life going on with all the computer 2D rotoscope effects. But that was a solid soundtrack. And I knew a bunch of the synth sounds, and sure enough, it was Trent Reznor and somebody Ross that did it. Superb. It was great. So more on the content of that and the plot of that movie later. Thanks for tuning in. New Living Translation is the jam for the month. I like how this reads. It's interesting. And I'll just continue to research other translations. I signed up for one today that's not going to be due for another year, according to them, but it's the Messianic Prophetic Bible, and it's doing side-by-side comparisons of Jewish and Christian interpretations of the Bible specifically about messianic prophecies. And the goal is to show that Jesus is the Messiah to the Jewish people using their own book. So I was excited. It was just an ad on YouTube. If you see it, sign up for it. Why not? It's free. Hopefully it's not just data mining for them to come get me. But hopefully, I was hoping to have that before the end of the year, but it sounds like no, that'll be a next year thing. So we'll keep rolling. And if anybody sees this, questions, comment, feedback, want to do some DBC, hit me up. Go with God. Be blessed.